Record. Okay, welcome to today's Retechulous strategy session. Guys, I'm sorry it's going to be like a half hour. I'm on vacation. I like snuck away to do the FISBO webinar early, and my wife, I'm hiding from my wife in an RV across the campground doing this one. So, but please fire any issues or questions you want to talk about today, and then I'll just bring up a few things, kind of what's been going on, what we've been adding to the members area, things like that. Cool. A lot of regulars here today. Good. Okay. First off, get response is down, right? So they've been hacked again. It looks like they're down all week. Somebody was kind enough to post in the group. I forget who it was, but thank you that they're offering a credit of 1 month. So if you're one of the people we've told to go get a get response account, over the past few years, go ahead and try to get this month back. It's ridiculous. I mean, you can't blame them. They're getting hacked, but they're down. And this had me thinking, the guys at the CRM are working on an integration with Get Response, and I gave them a call and just said, Get Response is down again, and you guys have the squeeze maker, you have email, why don't you just turn on mass emailing, and then we won't even need to talk about these third parties anymore. And there's a way to do this that would actually be better for everybody and get us better, more reliable deliverability. And I've got them. I've been selling them hard since the day that we started working with them. Honestly, I've been kind of dropping hints and nudging them. They're going to do it. What they're going to do is they're going to turn on a way for us to mass email everybody. I don't have exact details, but what we're going to do is we're going to use third-party SMTP services to make sure that our mail gets through. So an example would be sendgrid.com, smtp2go.com. And this will allow you guys to really have your emails will get delivered at a better rate. They'll be much less likely to end up in the promotions tab in Gmail. And the price is, it's really not a lot. I mean, if you're doing 2,000 emails a month, if your list isn't that big, you're talking $5 a month, but it's going to give you a lot of flexibility, and you're going to be able to now import your lists, all your database, and start mass emailing, which is very much the crux of what we've been teaching for years. It's just something that up till now the guys were going to do through Get Response, and I think I've finally convinced them the why they need to instead just build it all into Realtiva and into our CRM. So please give me feedback on that. Let me know what you think of that. I'm just really happy they're willing to work with us on this. If the what's nice is if the one SMTP solution we're using doesn't work, you can switch to another one. If you're just getting started, you don't need to go pay for a third party. You can just use your Gmail SMTP. If you're only sending 20 to a list of 20 to 100, you can send through Gmail via our CRM. So I think that's good development. Let's see. Everybody can hear me, right? Nobody said anything yet. Give me a booyah. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Pat. Thank you, Jim. And also, but I just think this is good stuff. And anytime I see Jim, and I mention this, I'm looking at using this system for things outside of real estate. And we spent the last month talking about leading with listings and things we can do to do listings. I'm really anxious to start talking and spend a good month on using this system, to do other general internet marketing, adding other revenue streams to our real estate business. Thank you, April. Hello again. Here's the screen, guys. I always forget to show the screen, but yes, here it is. I wasn't really showing much on the screen. I just had the Realtiva open, and I had the little note from Get Response open right here that says we're broken. Sorry, guys. And then, that's the other thing. Something like Realtiva, if you're using SMTP, that can't get hacked, unless your SMTP service gets hacked. But you'll just be able to go in and change that. I want to use somebody else. SendGrid's down. I'll use SMTP2go today. Those are very easy accounts to pick up, or I'll just use Gmail today. So anyway, and April, for you, I know this is kind of outside of what you're involved with. You're just kind of here as a guest, I think. I don't know if you remember, but I can see a lot of reasons why a lot of people would want to use a system like this for real estate and other reasons. Anyway, that's a tangent. Just want to let's talk about something Jeff added. We haven't been adding too much. I haven't been personally to the members area, but Jeff's been on a tear adding content for us. And I think the coolest thing he's done in the last week is he added to the content library a great report for property management. And if I go to the toolbox and I go to content library, and we go to blog posts, or was it reports and docs? 3 major mistakes to avoid when finding a tenant for your property. Just talk. Oh my goodness! I was just talking about how Google, Google didn't just load for me. That's funny. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Really nice report, guys, that you can use if you want to attract property management clients. And really, property management is a great way to kind of hedge your bets, even if you're referring it out to somebody else in your office. It's a nice way to get quick little hits if you're showing somebody rentals or if you can get some clients. So he built a really nice looking report. For my money, he's too smart for his own good the way he writes. But it's a very professional sounding report. Jeff, if you're on, don't take that the wrong way, but it's very smart, sounding. It'll make you look good. It'll make you look competent as a marketer and somebody who can market a property for lease or for rent. It's got an infographic in there about tenant screening, a lot of good stuff. So you guys can use this either as something to mail to your list. You can put a squeeze page in front of it. And I think what I'm going to do is build a squeeze page now, while we're here, that gives this as the after opt. Or you can just, kind of use it in any presentations. You can mail it directly out to property owners, absentee owners. And you can also mail it to people on Craigslist. Now, there was a webinar earlier today that I've been promoting all week. It's part of my gig here, right? We do that from time to time. We only try to promote good stuff. But there was the FSBO webinar at 1 p.m. today with Mike and Sean. And you could use something like this. You can send this out with that tool as well if you wanted to get to hit off, landlords who might want to rent out their property. I don't know if that was mentioned on the webinar or not. So that's in the content library. If nobody has anything else, let's build a squeeze page for this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to go right in. Here's how easy it is. I'm going to go to we're going to start at email marketing and build a new campaign. Add campaign on the left side here. Property management mistakes, I'll call it that. Okay, we'll call it a drip campaign. This will be via form capture. You opted in for our property management free report, something like that, if they ever go to opt out or want to know why they're on our list. Here's our list of emails. I always start by at least adding and it was 3 major mistakes, 3 major tenant finding mistakes, 3 major tenant finding mistakes. Time lapse, we'll send this right away, right? And then just hi. Here's that report about 3 major tenant finding mistakes to avoid. Link. Click this link. Click this link. Now, you guys can go ahead. We like using Google Docs because you should be able to just copy and paste this and put it in your own doc, and then at the end put your own signature in and everything like that. I can just use my share link here, which should be the link that you get out of the content library, and I'll just redirect people here. And you can do that too. Just send them straight to the doc, vanilla. They're going to have your email and your contact info anyway. So if you don't want to mess around with the report, you don't have to. We'll add that here. Click this link. And then I just leave my signature tag in all my emails. Remember, we can set that under settings, under options up here. And in my settings, you can set what your signature says from day to day. And then here's our little conversational autoresponder piece, right? Just curious, are you actively looking to rent out a property in the area right now? Or we're just interested in this topic in general. Something like that that's designed to get them to respond, if we can. Get them to respond. So I'll hit save. Yeah, Chris, I noticed that. Chris is saying he's on the iPhone and he can watch the webinar. It is cool. I watched the webinar on my Android the other day. We were driving down to Florida. It was really a lot of fun. Put my headphones on, had the Android app for GoToWebinar. So that is good to know, everybody. If you ever can't make these, or you want to, if you want to, you can watch this while you're driving or showing a house or something. I don't know. All right, so we got our first email going out. It at least gives the requested resource. I think in this case, it would be really cool to just drip out, just to show some level of consistency, is to just pick out like little paragraphs from this and send them in the follow-up emails after, right? Just say, hey, idea number 1 for YouTube videos, and you can expand upon each of these. In the report we sent, we mentioned this, and you can write out a nice little 10-day campaign if you want. That kind of warms these people up. But at least we're going to deliver them the resource. And now we can go build our squeeze page. We'll go to options, squeeze pages. Okay. And I'll just call this one property management report. Nobody's going to see that. Lead source, Facebook ad, headline. Now, I'm going to keep it as congruent as possible. I think this is a totally fine headline. The way he wrote this is really good. This is 3 major mistakes to avoid. This is good copy. Learn the mistakes now for our submit button. Line center. Just pick. We always have to play with these widths later just to make the page look nice. We'll do lease opportunity. It's actually in there. And then the drip campaign was going to be property management mistakes. Okay. And I'll just leave this blank for now. I can embed my Facebook fan page if I want later. Okay, update. And then I need to add at least an email field. Now, if you want, you can go crazy and ask them for their property and all that stuff. But, really, at this point, it's good to just get the one field. Enter email. Enter email. Okay, and now we're ready to go. Let's view this. Okay, that's what it looks like out of the box. Now, of course, we're not just going to build a... we should, actually. This is a totally fine report, guys. A squeeze page. Very simple like this is going to convert well. But we got to get fancy and put an image behind it, right? Just because we can. So I'm going to do that here. And let's try something interesting here. We can put GIFs. We can put... we can do a lot of fun things for the background, animated images, any kind of image we want. I'm going to put in a little snapshot of the report itself, like a screenshot of it. Let's see how this ends up looking. Is it going to look weird? I don't know. Maybe it will. I don't know. Like, just... let's get a little funky here. Okay, I just screenshotted that. It actually got Jeff's name in it. I gotta get that out here. Screenshotted this. And then remember, we can upload our image using the document uploader because we got to turn it into a URL. It's part of our process. Guys, and I'm warning you, I'm going to abruptly stop this thing in like 12 minutes, this session. I'm really sorry. I just know that the thing I have to do at 3:30 is a must. Generate URL. Ryan at Retechulous.com. Okay, Pat. Yeah. So Realtiva is our CRM. We kind of white labeled it. They were intentionally like a white label real estate CRM, and we just didn't know about them for years. I would have done this 3 years ago. I think I even reached out to them years ago and just forgot. But yeah, it's included, Pat, in the members area. You just go to Toolbox and CRM, and you don't have to pay anything else. It's just included. CRM with Squeezemaker right here. So I've got my image link right here. Let's go back to our where we're making our page. And guys, I might be moving quick. We've been working on this, for a month now, and I know I am moving quick. But really, once you do this once, it's so easy. All I need to do, I click center submit button. You just follow the options. Redirect after submit. My background URL is here, and in my redirect URL, that's what I meant to copy here. I got to paste that in. Whoops. You can actually not. So that's a good point. You could actually. I put it in the email that goes out. I mean, I could leave this blank and not redirect, and it could just say your form was submitted. But I'll give them the report. Okay. In this case, hit update. Okay. Now let's see what this thing looks like. Yeah. I don't love it. It might look better if it was, whatever. We'll leave it. You see how it's kind of like got the text there behind? Based on how I had it sized. If it was sized more appropriately, it might look cooler. Yeah, and actually, it's the browser window. See how it kind of is responsive here? But you get the point. You can put like a really dirty house in the background, like a dirty living room. Major mistakes when finding a tenant for your rental property. Maybe I'll spruce this up and then put it in the background. So you can see what a nightmare tenant's house might look like. That'd be really cool in the background. But we're running short on time, and then all we're gonna do now is take this link up top here and run traffic to it with a Facebook ad. Okay, so let's do that. Facebook. All right. Still here, guys. Sorry. Okay. Let's create an ad. Just taking a minute to load. Again, we could shorten this link as well. I could use a GU, or buy a custom domain. If I'm really going to focus on this as a campaign, I might go by York, PA tenant finding mistakes.info on GoDaddy or something like that. Let's see. This is just not wanting to load here. The Facebook ads creator is a little buggy, and it's normal, guys. It does it all the time, right? Where it won't load. Okay. I'm going to record myself. I want to leave some time for questions here. I'm going to record myself running this ad, and I'll post it with the replay of the session here. But basically, what we would do is just target people likely to be homeowners. You can also target people who follow specific like real estate investing gurus, or like Rich Dad Poor Dad, because you may be able to touch a nerve with some of the regular investors in your area, or people who are getting into investing as newbies, who may have this need. And also, of course, going to Craigslist and using either the tool that was on the FISBO webinar this morning. You can also use our tool, which isn't as good or efficient, but we do have our FISBO for rent by owner tool, and you can send your squeeze page to the for rent by owners here if you want to get property management accounts. As well. Wow, the Facebook ads platform just doesn't want to work. It may be GoToWebinar interfering. Sorry about that. So I'll make this a full case study, even if it's 1 or 2 videos, just showing the ad getting run and also showing its use with the FSBO for Rent by Owner tool into the members area either tomorrow or Friday with this recording. Other stuff I'll point out on the site, nobody else is asking any questions, is Jeff's added a few more articles. One is about how to use the new image search in the Facebook ads. You don't even have to make your own images. You can now search Shutterstock, which is really useful. Man, who put that annoying pop-up on the site? It's crazy. So you can there's an option to search for stock images. He has a video about how to do that. And also the Twitter ads approval time. The new account we generated for a single property, we can now run ads. It took 2 weeks. And that was twitter.com/144 Highland Road. So it is possible. You might just have to wait a few weeks before you can run an ad, or you can just run out of your main account a sponsored tweet for a listing. And look, we actually have 36. Isn't that interesting? We have more followers than we're following. This must be because me and Jeff have been talking about this publicly. This must be other agents. I don't think that people would have naturally followed it, but if they did, that's great. This technique is more just to wow our seller and maybe drive some traffic. I wouldn't count on a ton of direct engagement on Twitter over this listing. Okay, and then what else has he added? Ideal length of a subject line. That's great. Jeff actually, and April will laugh because I just showed this post about the ideal length of a subject line in a conversion webinar, and I guess the guy had gotten it from our group, so that's funny. I didn't know. We have last week's high-end listings replay, and then a few other articles here. I think we've been adding some good content. Jeff's been really great helping me take the load here lately with the content, so do check out that stuff. And then, is there anything else anybody else wants to talk about? Chris, I know you were looking for something. I'm kind of on a vacation. I think Mike might have helped you out. I hope. And is there anything else? Okay, guys. So I guess I'll just close by saying, do check out the latest content. If you're going to run property management stuff, we have that new report. I'll get you that case study. We have the leading with listing section, which we've been gradually adding stuff to. I was tweaking the pre-listing report that was added last week. You can do it creates a pre-listing letter. And I'm going to be adding, just for fun, somebody mentioned something about drones, and I know this keeps popping up. We're going to add a little paragraph about drones in there if you guys want to do that, taking drone imagery. I will just leave by showing anybody who hasn't seen this tool yet. It's under leading with listings, listing getting resources. You can check off the stuff you want added, and then you have something you can either drive traffic to or just mail out or put into your pre-listing presentation. Here we go, and it creates this page. Yep, so it gives you a nice little letter that's designed to help you differentiate yourself. Again, you could use this in a lot of different ways, maybe even including sending it, if you do a shortened link for it, sending it out using that system that was in the FSBO webinar today. We'll get you a replay of that as well. And guys, thanks for being on today. I'm sorry it was so quick and I jumped all over the place. I just knew that we would only have 30 minutes instead of the usual hour or so today, and I wanted to squeeze kind of a review in. And we'll see you next week. Next week we'll be live at 3, and then there's a webinar about a video webinar with a guest on Thursday. Okay, thanks. I'm going to go. Nobody has anything to say. I'm going to go. See you later.